Tax collector. All taxes. What does that mean? I don't exactly know. But so I've been working on this deck for a little while. The idea here is that instead of playing Aether Vial as your mana engine, we're playing Pearl Medallion, which is really cool with Essence Reliquary because it makes the Reliquary cheaper, and then it makes whatever you pick up with Reliquary cheaper. So you can bounce stuff like Wall of Omens, Skyclave Apparition, Solitude, Recruiter of the Guard, and then replay them for cheaper too. Also, Pearl Medallion is really cool with all the MDFCs, and Pearl Medallion is, less of an awful top deck than Aether Vial. And I built this deck sans Tax Collector. I think I had Reprieve in the slot, and I'm like, it didn't look that good. And then I just kind of realized, oh, Tax Collector is just going to be perfect for this deck, where you just get to pick it up with Essence Reliquary, Flicker with Phelia, Flicker with Ephemerate. You can also get Delney going. So it's really what you want to do is, is set up to where you're like Recruiter of the Guard for Delney, bounce Recruiter of the Guard, get, assemble a board that has Delney, Essence Reliquary, and you're just Tax Collector, double trigger, Flicker it, double trigger, bounce it again, double trigger, just like make your opponent's spells cost so much more mana. Is kind of the end game for this deck, is that it's just collecting your the taxes here. And the arrest mode is kind of cool. I like this card as true toughness, and I love that I built this deck, and then Tax Collector, it gets printed like a couple weeks later, and is just like perfectly fits here too. Any specific reason for no vial? Pro Medallion. That is the very first thing I said, but that's okay. The idea is Pearl Medallion is your mana engine instead of Aether Vial. You could maybe play both, but we're just doing Pearl Medallion instead. It's kind of tough to draw too many of these effects. I wonder if the Meltdowns should be Aether Vials instead. Yeah, I mean, it could be Aether Vials instead. Could be Aether Vials instead, but I'm just, again, interested in trying Pearl Medallion. Happy to have a Pearl Medallion in our opening hand. Unfortunately, we're on the draw against Gigantha, which is likely Boros. What is this, early release? No, this is just the release of Assassin's Creed. That is a great draw. Looking for lands, so we're going to bottom this Essence Reliquary. Likely Solituding this. Can update the Mox Field. This deck is in the Mox Field. It's in, it's just not the top in the extension. Should just be there already. I think I'm pitching the Recruiter of the Guard here. You don't want to burn plot the spell. I spent a lot of time on this list. I don't know, chat. It's been very nitpicky. You could play the Berg plot card. I did end up cutting it, and the idea is that the Tax Collectors kind of are enough to help you against Storm that you don't need this effect. But maybe just let me play a game or two, and then we can tear the deck apart. Sinew's not in this list. I think you want to be a little bit more aggressive and maybe play Force of Despair in addition to Solitude. So I do want to try that out at some point. Probably playing these two cards this turn. But I'm not sure which of these we're going to be exiling. Probably Guide of Souls and try to like Phelia block Johnny. Remember saying Pearl Medallion would never see play? Yeah, I didn't think so. But like Essence Reliquary is just, I feel so sick with Pearl Medallion. Really wanted to give it a go. Okay, so I have already drawn my Surveil land, but we'll just go ahead and thin our deck a little bit. Yeah, maybe we should have a Sun Cleanser. Sun Cleanser's looking like it's probably pretty good at the moment. Is there a Kirk Jet Medallion deck? Probably not, but it does sounds awesome, if you could ever get it to work. So 2 cards in their hand. Good Lightning Bolt. So let's exile the Fable, I suppose. Thought I had to bottom that Essence Reliquary. But we got a lot of good draws. Recruiter, Essence Reliquary, Ephemerate, Phelia. Good top deck for them. They find an Amped Raptor. Solitude's hard castable on the spot. Could play it in coffers with Invoke Despair. I don't know. Kirk it just seems like so much worse than like existing Necro lists. I would think. Kind of nice to have Witch Enchanters too. It's like we just don't have that many lands that are dead top decks. I'm not trying to jinx myself, but obviously we have some. Johnny's still pretty freaking busted. I'm not going to live long if this is able to survive for much longer. We do have, we draw Essence Reliquary, bounce Skyclave, get rid of the Ajani. Just a little late to Solitude the Ajani. And they have multiple red permanents too. Tough stuff. Maybe they'll target my Wall of Omens. We can like exile the illusion token. Yeah. We can draw Recruiter, get rid of Ajani. We can draw... No longer can we draw Ephemerate or Essence Reliquary. We can just draw another Skyclave. So I think I'm going to go take 4 with the intention of exiling this cat. So my Solitude can go after the 1/1. I could draw another Solitude at this point and maybe get rid of the Ajani. Kind of interesting they haven't tapped the Amulet yet. They flipped a Flage, which I guess I'm exiling with my Solitude. And not loving this for us. So we're looking for a Skyclave, a Recruiter. For us, so freaking good. Game 2 we go. So I'm bringing in the portable holes. I'm going to cut the White Orchid Phantom. And then I think the Tax Collectors are a good bit worse in this matchup. I think we can go down 2 and still maintain our ability to like flicker them a lot in the late game and maybe just trim a Recruiter of the Guard. Just not that interested in drawing multiple copies. We also need Sanctifier and En-Vec in some number for Flage. I'm not sure exactly what number this should be though. Maybe 3? I feel like I don't want to cut all the Tax Collectors because of the whole this is what we came here to do thing. Get 2 of these. Stream schedule is the same. We're just doing late today because Assassin's Creed came out late today. Okay, keep. I was thinking about their 7-card hand. Is there a world in which the tree deck is a Cookbook Emrakul Saga deck? I mean, maybe, but it's just like way better to get Ulamog into play off Yggdrasil than Emrakul because you don't get the cast trigger. But Ulamog, for some reason, is an ETB trigger on the counters. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and Pearl Medallion instead of Portable Hole. Do you have a Sinew deck lined up? I have an idea of like what I want the Sinew deck to look like, but I have not built it yet. Ooh, second cat. I kind of want a Tax Collector here, just like get a 2/2 in play. It seems like surprisingly relevant. And taxing their mana seems pretty reasonable too. Could possibly be better to get Phelia. So the Moxo Decklist is wrong. Well, so tell me, what do y'all see that is wrong? Because there's 4 decks in the Moxfield extension, right? And one of them is this one. Alright, so until my next turn, their spells cost 1 more to cast. It shows Eldrazi. You don't see anything else besides the Eldrazi? I'll just go ahead and put it here. I think I'm gonna go just cast a Wall of Omens first. Wall of Omens. I think I'm gonna go ahead and tax them again. Just stopping them from double spelling is going to be pretty nice, I think. Or, I mean, they could play 2 1-drops. Okay, Flage. Kills the Tax Collector. Probably, I guess this is nice because it lets the cats get in. Oh, but, I mean, could have attacked with this. I guess it doesn't do anything. Fair enough. Okay, so let's flicker this. Probably grab Sanctifier en-Vec on this one. I guess I could also get... Yeah, no, let's get... oh, did I board out the... I boarded out Delney. Getting Delney here and playing another Recruiter could have been pretty good, too. Okay, let's Sanctifier en-Vec then. Okay, so play that. And then I think... I can either go Wall of Omens with Ambush up, but that doesn't seem like it's that likely to be correct. I don't really love how, like, Recruit of the Guard for Phelia is just so face up. So let me just play another Wall. Okay, and then I think with this draw, I'm just going to Skyclave this Ocelot Pride so they can't gain life via other ways. It's nice when all your spells cost 1 less. There's a Static Prison with lots of possible targets. Dude, the animation looks so bad on the white cards. I actually have no idea how this got approved. It seems so weird to me. So it gets rid of my Sanctifier en-Vec. Then plays a Fable. Isn't 4 Essence Reliquary too much in the deck? I wonder. As I die to draw a copy every turn. So I think I'm going to get a Witch Enchanter here. Jaroom with the 13 months. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you. Glad I didn't play into that bolt. So they might give me back the Sanctifier in order to tap the Amulet again. No cards left in their hand. Except Gigantha now. So we'll trade these off. And I want to get rid of this Guide of Souls. So I probably can just grab Solitude off the Sanctifier. Just off the Recruiter. I don't know why I said Sanctifier. Yeah, we need more Essence Reliquaries, if anything. Maybe boarding out the Delney was a mistake. I'm just gonna make some. Not gonna sideboard perfectly first time. You get a Surveil. So knowing I don't really like the top card of my library, I'm kind of free to flicker a Recruiter again. My opponent's hand is just a Gigantha, and I may get this Sanctifier back soon. Be pretty bad if my opponent surveilled a Flage into the yard, I suppose, in this spot. They're thinking about what to put on top, so yeah, I've Guided Souls in the yard. We 3-2, 0-2 into 3-2 with Eldrazi deck, so 3-4 didn't feel amazing. Top deck's a Johnny. Other card in hand is a Gigantha. So I'm getting my Sanctifier back. As soon as we can find an Essence Reliquary, the game is pretty unlosable, I would guess. Too bad you can't tutor for it. I guess I can't play both of these. It's pretty bad if my opponent draws a Bolt for me to not like main phase the Solitude, but if they draw another Ajani, I really want to be able. If keeping this up stops that from being that scary. I have my Sanctifier to block the Gigantha, so I think I could just do this. Yeah, Boros seems very popular at the moment. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, if they drew Lightning Bolts, it's not ideal. I don't know if I'm supposed to trade one of the Recruiters here or not. Probably not. They did draw a Flage, but thankfully we have the Sanctifier, so this is, glorified Lightning Helix. I guess to clean up one of my Solitudes, but I can get in with one of them. Which Enchanter the Amulet this turn, maybe. Then my library. Isn't 4 Essence Reliquary too many? Leave just the Sanctifier back to check the Gigantha, I guess. They draw Sacred Foundry. I draw Plains. All is right in the world. Much better top deck than a Ragavan would be. So I think I'm getting just another Solitude and Solituding the Gigantha. I do this on my turn so they don't get the life gain. Okay, I pack it in. So I did miss Delney a lot in that game, but I'm kind of scared to have this in against the Bolt deck. But Delney is a big part of this deck where you're like doubling your Recruiter triggers and you just kind of pop off. Tax Collector was also very good that game too. Maybe what I could do this game is just go down to one Phelia as a tutor target, because it does seem kind of tough to be in a spot where Phelia can just attack really profitably. I think I want to play like third Sanctifier, third Tax Collector. Try this. I did miss Delney a lot that game. Zero Flicker seems weird. Well, one thing that might inform the Zero Flicker Wisps is how that card has not done anything in Modern in years. I think the card's like just really, really shitty, I guess. And Phelia flickers your stuff. Phelia is like, you know, Flicker Wisp every turn. That was 61. Oh, oopsie doopsie. We're also like not playing Aether Vial, which makes Flicker Wisp much worse, but you know, you may notice Flicker Wisp has done nothing in Modern for a long, long time, and did you play Flicker Wisp in a deck like 2 months ago? Maybe. I was probably not good if I did have it. And still doesn't mean Flicker Wisp has done anything in Modern, but we can also check, I guess. Flicker Wisp. No, okay, so there's I see so I have one Flicker Wisp and recommission elementals from over a year ago, and I think that's the only deck I've ever played Flicker Wisp in, which is like okay here. So also no, I haven't. Phelia is likely getting bolted here. That's sort of my date now. Yeah, Moxfield is so sick. Tax Collector not doing a lot on this board. Is Whisper they're worth playing without Vile Yorion? Wisp is just not good in general. Even like it's better with these cards. I don't know. It maybe lines up better in Legacy, but it's 2024. Wisp is pretty. There are other 3-mana cards that exist. Maybe I should detain this. Detain is only activated abilities and can't attack or block. Let's do it this way. Yeah, I'd like the last Collector's Cage deck I played. Play it again. So, Tax Collector dead, but 4 mana to kill Tax Collector, gain an energy. The energy is obviously relevant with this Unstable Amulet. If I Portable Hold the Amulet, my opponent still gets this Fable, the Mirror Breaker. Which is kind of awkward. Can I draw a third land? We were on the draw this game. I guess not. Bummer. Solitude Ephemerate for next turn could be good. I kind of don't love that they're pretty likely to be able to get another card off this amulet. Yeah, we should probably have a Sun Cleanser in the 75. That's like an oversight on my part. I think I'm unlikely to Solitude here, but might happen. Can't reclear Cleanser. Wait, can't we? Oh, yes, Sun Cleanser is... Alright, this one's power. Okay, I mean, if I Solitude Ephemerate, I could maybe keep my opponent off the energy for the Static Prison. Although I guess one big problem is my opponent's going to get the copy of the Fable token too here. And then they have 1,000,000 energy. So I think I need to Portable Hold the Amulet and then Solitude Ephemerate after they spend some energy on the Guide of Souls, potentially. Kind of silly to have not drawn my third lands. That's what it is. They discard a Flage. How bad is that? Pretty bad. And they discard a Flage. They need another card in the yard to escape it this turn. That's another card in the yard. Winnable. Somehow. Obviously very behind. The opponent not running Ragavan. They shouldn't be. I think Ragavan is not very good in Boros. It's like these are just the better 1-drops, and I don't think you want that many more 1-drops. Could maybe be better for them to like let them get the Flage attack trigger. Not sure. They do get to jump 2 things here. It's gonna be pretty tough. I get to get rid of something on the upkeep. So I guess they're gonna jump both the cats. No, this is a bad attack, I think. I get to block something profitably with this Solitude. Okay, so I get to block here. Take 8, gain 3, so down to 7. Then I'm gonna exile this Guide of Souls. And go from there. They only have 1 energy at the moment, so this other Guide of Souls isn't exactly doing everything. Obviously, this is coming down. It'll be a hard game to win still. Well, that helps. I'm gonna exile this cat token since I'm trying to think about this Ephemerate a little bit. Being able to block and then exile Guide of Souls does seem kind of nice. My life total's kind of low. I like exiling the token too because I can pick up the portable hole with Essence Reliquary if I ever draw my 3rd land. I guess I should exile the Guide of Souls now because my opponent still has this static prison, so I want them to be down to 0 energy. Attack first. I already Ephemerated a Solitude this turn, so I can't attack with it. You could notice by this weird, scary animation. Could maybe just trade for one of these, although I really don't want to. They drew a spell. They drew another Flage, which is a bummer. Still winnable. I go down to 5, and then I get my Sanctifier back next turn, which exiles the Flage, and if I just draw a land, I can Skyclave the Reflection, and I'm kind of in good shape. Or, you know, enemy would need to fade a top deck or 2. Ephemerate after draw is mega risky. Yeah, I get my life totals gets to be higher. My life total is currently not that high. Oh, they still have Gigantha. Although Gigantha's dumb anyways. Oh, they have Arena of Glory Gigantha. Stupid Arena of Glory, stupid Gigantha. Kind of like the two like unimaginably bad draws in a row here. Pretty unfortunate. I guess sorry, was I dead? Because I forgot I was getting this back. I played Pearl Medallion. They haste Gigantha. I go to 1. I go to 1 with like not that really realistic of a chance to win, but I guess I wasn't alive. Tough, dude. Alright, let's give this one a go. The draw against a polluted Delta. Best top deck, Pearl Medallion. Delta, Surveil. It's probably a Nightmare deck. If you let Jeskai Wizards. I think it's worse than Jeskai Ring. So I was not really super into that deck, I guess. I think I'm going to go for a Phelia this turn. If my opponent plays a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, it's kind of nice. I get to exile the token. Not that they necessarily have that card in their deck. They could maybe be like Necros with a splash of red. Necro without discard. I mean, I'm sure they have discards in their deck. Maybe I should have let them. The reason I wasn't playing Harvest and let his green-red breach build without Ruby. I was thinking it wasn't the best hit off of hopefully we can dodge a soul spike. Nice. I was thinking it wasn't a great thing to hit off of your Amp Raptor and just want to maximize twos. You could play Harvest. The PT list had one red surveil. Okay. Cool. So I'm probably gonna tax them. Flicker the tax collector, just make all their spells cost 2 more next turn. It's really good for me that they just don't have a soul spike. This was kind of my experience with Necro, was I just, you know, wouldn't draw soul spike that often. Yeah, tax collectors is all spells. So all their spells would cost 2. Two more. See, Dingo drew as someone when they both on Necro, and they both have one something. Wait, how did they draw? They basically drew they conceded. Opponent conceded? That is kind of funny. Both players had one with nothing in play, 2 Necros. I mean, whoever has less time on the clock just needs to concede on Magic Online, I guess. So opponent is down to 5. They march my tax collector. They go up to 11. And then they're trying to cast something else, but they just will be able to cast it after this, which is bad. 4 cards in their hand. I guess I need to get this Pearl Medallion down. Let's play it out. Yeah, I have had a hard time drawing lands today. Oh, this is kind of like a land. So if I draw a land, I probably will play an Essence Reliquary and a Tax Collector and return my Tax Collector. And, you know, continue to multiple Tax Collector them or start to multiple Tax Collector them. To draw a land. So I'm going to let this trigger resolve before I bounce so they can't... I guess they would have already soul spiked me. Obviously, the Shieldred is going to be taken down pretty fast, but I've got a good amount of answers for Shieldred in my deck. Solitude, Skyclave Recruiter. 2 mana Thoughtseize. Can use this to pick up a land, potentially. Surprised they didn't draw more and just try to triple soul spike me to death. Like, just draw all of the cards ever. Aren't we pretty done? I'm gonna play out this game. Please and thank you. I might win. Don't know if I'm bouncing my Solitude or if I'm bouncing Wall of Omens. I guess I could go bounce a land, play second Essence Reliquary, Solitude, second Essence Reliquary, Solitude, Wall of Omens, and Phelia. Let's do that, I guess. The big problem is that I'm just kind of dead to 2 more soul spikes. My opponent's at 31, I guess. Maybe I can like Solitude my own Phelia to be like alive after I draw a white card. That's a white card. Did they maybe pitch another Soul Spike earlier? No, they should still have 3 in the deck. Solitude and Phelia isn't really a line. I don't know what else you want me to do, chat. I think we are going to lose this game. I agree. I'm playing the game of Magic the Gathering. Was it worth evoking there? Yeah, I guess it was worth evoking in response to the second grief. I am just gonna lose. I'm kind of going through the motions here, making sure they don't mess up. There's like they could have. The thing is, they could have also done it last turn and they didn't. So, you know, usually when an opponent like messes up on a turn and they have an ability to mess up again, you want to give them the ability here. They went into 1 card in library, which doesn't make the most sense with the Necro. It's not the big a deal though. They can't really brick. Okay, we are dead. I wonder how good Canonist is against this. Probably not very good. Not sure if I want Flare of Fortitude. Probably can leave the Flare of Fortitudes at home, to be honest. The Sanctifiers are kind of mid. They have protection from the removal spells, but they get cleaned up by the sweepers. And the Exile mode doesn't really do anything. I guess it stops Grief Scam, because they do play Malak Rebirth. So maybe we could play 1. They play a lot of basics, so the White Orchid Phantoms aren't that good. I'm gonna just play the first Sanctifier. Click submit. Okay, I'm mulliganing. Love to have a Pearl Medallion and a Reliquary. Nice hand. Did I think about assemble the players? I've forgotten what assemble the players does, I guess. Oh, that one. I don't know. I think that we have enough card advantage to not play assemble the players. Takes my recruiter of the guard. So I was thinking about maybe going Essence Reliquary, pick up a land, play Wall of Omens. I think instead I'll just get this played. Yeah, I think I'll keep that on top and just play Pearl Medallion. Is Recruiter the right pick from them? I think almost definitely not, if I'm going to be honest. Having 2 Pearl Medallions in play is fun. Alright, you got a Necro. Okay, they have a Grief. Even if they take both of my things here, I can pick up Elegant Parlor and Surveil, which is not the most. But it's not nothing either. A lot of good things to surveil into here. Including that one. That this one is just going to say, you know, your spells are going to cost 3 more a turn. Seems like they might have a Necro, though. Is Skyclave good / necessary in this deck? I think so. I put 4 in the deck, so, you know, I do think it's good. I don't know if I would say it's mandatory. Not floating mana? No, I have no need to float mana here. So they now have found Necro mana. I do it for you, chatters, when I don't float mana. If you exile Sinew off Amp Trap after not playing energy, you can bring it back. It's kind of fun. So opponent goes down to 7. Do they find a Soul Spike? Seems that they did, because they haven't started discarding yet. Down to 13. Alright, I tax collect you. So all their spells are going to cost 3 more. Your turn. Yes, could also rest the creatures, but not really. Not going to in the spot, right? So they are marching now, which is kind of a weird time to march when they could necro for a bunch, but I guess it's fine. Would have been better to make them text twice so you can Reliquary, Protected Collector. This you can only activate this on your turn. So they just go to 11. Well, got some good cards to find. That's like the best one. Maybe a little slow here. But it is kind of crazy with triple Essence Reliquary in play, double Pearl Medallion. If they don't have a Shieldred in their hand now, I'm kind of happy. Will they exile the Turok? Really? Okay, a lot less happy. They should probably pay 10 life. Yeah, we played a good amount of White of the Reliquary. The card is very cool. I am dead to 2 Soul Spikes here if they found 2. I guess, sorry, I guess I should have, on my turn, bounced... No, never mind. No. For some reason, I was thinking bouncing land on my turn last turn would give me another mana. Obviously not. Yeah, Recruiter into Delney, replay Recruiter, replay Delney, and get like 2 Solitude and something else. Seems good. I can even bounce a land and cast it something else. Okay, March gain 10. So I'm at 9 life points. Going down to 7 and being in a spot where I'm going to die to a Soul Spike is kind of tough. So if I get Delney, I can go pick up Recruiter, cast Delney, cast Recruiter, pick up a land, get Skyclave, but then Skyclave costs 2 mana and I can't get both of these permanents, and I kind of have to get this Necro, right? I could go grab Skyclave, Skyclave the Shieldred, pick up a Recruiter, pick up a land, use the land to cast the Recruiter again, use the land to cast the Recruiter again, and then I could pick up another Essence Reliquary. I could pick up a Reliquary or pick up the Skyclave and pitch it to Solitude. I guess I would pick up the Skyclave. So I'm going to be picking up... Oh, just pick up Skyclave and pick up 2 lands? Yeah, but I can't play 2 lands and then cast the Skyclave again. Can only play 1. Witch Enchanter? Yeah, Witch Enchanter is... I guess kind of the same as Skyclave in this spot. Yeah, I guess it's kind of the same. Okay, so cast the Witch Enchanter. Do this because I won't mess up the like bouncing in between stuff. So kill the Necro. Then we go pick up Recruiter. Pick up a Plains. Replay a Plains. Recruiter for a Solitude. If by same you mean better. Well, I can bounce the Skyclave in response to the ETB trigger. So it's the same effect here. I don't know how it's better. It's just the same. Like the end result, the boards would be exactly the same, but I just have 1 less Skyclave or 1 less Witch Enchanter in my deck. So I got 32 life, 5 cards in hand. Definitely not blocking. Skyclave hits Shieldred, and this way you don't pitch it. No, I was pitching it the other way too. There was no way for me to get rid of Necro and Shieldred without pitching a Solitude this turn, that I could see at least. Okay, and they have another Necro, so I would probably just lose anyways. Bummer. This is a sick turn. This is a sick turn, though. This is like, you know, certainly the vision of the deck. Let's run it back. Let's add a Sun Cleanser somewhere, or some Sun Cleansers probably. I think the Sun Cleanser maybe makes sense over the Flare of Fortitudes, because the idea is this is anti... Wrath of Skies, so this can just be anti-Wrath of Skies and anti-Boros. Maybe we could just cut the Canonist. There just isn't a lot of Storm online, and like we just have the Tax Collector plan against Storm anyways. Alright, so let's do that. I'll keep. Solitude Ephemerate's good if you draw a white card. Pearl Medallion's like a super important card to have. Like to have two even. Someone's still out here playing Nadu, huh? Extraction Specialist sucks. I don't think it would be good in this deck. I think certainly worse than other 3-drops are playing. Wouldn't you like a 1-drop for better curve? Guide of Souls or Sentinel? I don't know. I spent a lot of time on this deck list chat. If you're gonna suggest additions, I would love to hear what you would cut, because obviously I considered Guide of Souls in my mono white deck. Obviously I considered Ocelot Pride, but I wanted to be very in on Flickering Tax Collector. I wanted to be very in on I wanted to be very in on Tax Collector. Sorry. I wanted to be very in on Tax Collector. I wanted to be very in on the Pearl Medallion stuff, and the 1-drops are just not very good with that plan. And, but like we've played a lot of, you know, different lists, and I guess it was better to let it resolve first, and then we can get to attack here. If you're gonna suggest cuts, I would just love to hear, you know, like what you would, or suggest adds, what you would cut. Yeah, but the Bestow is so good. All right, I guess I gotta Phelia this turn instead of getting a Medallion down. Kind of weird. I just wasn't able to get a Medallion down this game. I think I'm getting Skyclave Apparition. And then also Solitude. But not as good as Necro deck to beat. It's like Necro, Eldrazi, Boros. Alright, take your 4 for one opponent. while you can. Two lands. 3 cards left in their hand after that. Let's just grab another Solitude. They only get to play 4 Nadus. I get to play 4 Solitudes. Seems like a pretty fair exchange. Nice that we already exiled their Sylvan Safekeeper too. Why didn't you play Wall? To cast Solitude here, I need a white card to exile to it. My opponent plays this card, Nadu Winged Wisdom, that I want to exile with Solitude. Two Nadus down. 2 to go. Do they just have the 3rd? There you go, the Wall of Roots in a forest. Okay. There's an island. They kind of need to hit like just another land to keep going here. Okay, so of course they do. Fake deck, huh? So if they brick on a land here, we could win. So of course they don't. If they brick on a land here, we could win. They find a Court of Calling. Just let them keep going. There's another Court of Calling. There's a Grist. One more brick. So hard for another brick. Oh wait, it actually happened. I think they actually are stuck. They have 2 Summer Spec triggers, which they can pay for. So they're endurancing. Oh, endurance so they can Court of Calling. It's getting banned, you know, it is what it is. Wait. Oh, they still have 2 more. Another Shuka, 1 more brick. Wall of Roots? No way. I can't believe they bricked this much. Never seen them brick this much. Which is very funny to say that this is the brick this much. Obviously, them, you know, having that third Nadu is tough. So what's the plan? So you have to pay for 2 Summoners packs here. Did they say it was getting banned? No, but it is like just so for sure getting banned. It is both is too good and also like is miserable for gameplay. Right, the fret that they had revealed the 4th Nadu. Brutal game. Okay, so I'm bringing in the portable holes and hoping for the best. The idea is you slow them down with this, and then you kind of set up for like flickering Solitude and Skyclave and Tax Collector, drain them out of the game. But it's Nadu, so kind of a tough sell. I think I'm going to go down on Wall of Omens here. I wouldn't pass WotC to access stupid card. The mana value is so low, and the fact that the game is so strong. We're going to be stuck with this ice for the meta for another 11 months before it gets addressed. This is just honestly like Reddit level dooming. I'll gift 100 subs if Nadu is still legal in 2 weeks. Like there's just no chance. Reading the it's just a pasta. I don't know. You can clip it though. I will gift 100 subs if Nadu is legal and modern in 2 weeks. I just will be very surprised. I might have to, right? But I just kind of can't imagine. 2 weeks is not that long. I know how long 2 weeks is. Isn't the next BNR until August? Yeah, this is me saying that they are going to break the BNR schedule to ban it. I don't think they're going to wait until August. Turn 1 Spring Heart. Put that in a hole. Does it count if they hit Shuko? I will not gift 100 subs if they ban Shuko, but I would be surprised if that was the choice. I've been surprised before, though, you know. What about unbans? Okay, what card do you want unbanned? Just say it in the chat. Just lobby for your unban, and then we can move on. Anyone who of course, sorry, I didn't read your username. Violent Outburst. Okay, there's no chance Violent Outburst gets unbanned this soon. I think, but you know, just if anyone asking about unbans always has like one specific card they want unbanned. You know what I mean? So I'm still flickering this. I want to get this Essence Reliquary down, so I think I'm going to go Reliquary, Evoke Solitude, pitch second Reliquary, pick the up the second Solitude. It's like, so this turn and this on the come down. Maybe I guess I could have done it the other way. I wanted to deny the mana. If my opponent minuses, it's kind of awkward if I Solitude because they could just get Dryad Arbor. Yeah, I think I'll just go Skyclave, bounce Skyclave. I think I don't want to just let them. I think I'm just too behind if they get the Arbor. This is the plan. I haven't played the Ring in this deck, but obviously Ring and Reliquary are cool. It's just kind of like, just not like the Pearl Medallion Tax Collector deck, just a different deck. Would Krakus be too good for Modern? I don't know, but can you imagine Krakus plus Nadu? Like, oh boy. It's got one card in their hand. I'm going to do this now so that I can pick up my Solitude with my Essence Reliquaries still. If they sacrifice a land here, it's kind of interesting. So they don't have another Nadu. I think they're going to play into my Phelia and then concede. Okay, going to game 2, or so game 3. Cool game. Thoughts on Inspectors or Wall, or is instant card draw too valuable? Yeah, the Wall is so much better than 3-1 Inspector in this deck. It's also like, you know, your Pearl Medallion deck. Wall is so much better. It's like also just like kind of a good card against Boros. I think I have to mulligan this on the draw. Yeah, I'll keep this. We have untap land, Portable Hole, Pearl Medallion, Solitude, Ephemerate. Hard to dislike this hand too much. Well, I don't know what I'm putting back. Maybe I'll put back the Medallion. Medallion's a pretty important card, but I think, I don't know. It's so hard to put back a Medallion in this deck. Pretty good chance I am Portable Holing on turn 1, and then Surveil Land into Solitude, Ephemerate. Back to Medallion. The new removal spell, an Ask Creed that only costs white, looks good against Nadu. If you link it, I'll take a look. Put back Portable Hole. I want to be able to Solitude a turn 1 halfling. Also, sometimes you just get to Solitude the Shuko. Okay, your turn. It's not really expecting to get Thoughtseize. Did they mulligan? Yeah, they mulliganed to 6 that game. So did we. I was kind of expecting them to take the Witch Enchanter. Now I'm expecting them to take Skyclave. Well, you're not casting anything to my Portable Hole. It's very odd that they would cast this here and just let this happen with 2 cards in their hand. Trying to figure out what the 2 cards could really be. Not sure. So they could play Saga, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold the Witch Enchanter for now. Just gonna tax them. If they do cast Nadu, they're still missing a thing to combo with it. They only have 2 cards in their hand. Oh, Path Exile. Yeah, Assassin's Creed is legal. We're out here tax collecting. Interesting and pretty good. Got 1 card in their hand still. What are things to grab? Probably starting with Skyclave. So I'm going to go Skyclave and Ephemerate Skyclave, go after the Grist and the Safekeeper, with the intention of rebounding, probably targeting the Recruiter. Could maybe go after the Safekeeper again and just, Stone Rain them. Interesting. I'm like snapping off this block, I guess. Dingo says there needs to be a counter, but if Nadu is banned in 2 weeks, he'll gift us 100 subs to your channel. If it's not banned, 100 subs come to his channel. Yeah, deal. I accept. I kind of want to get Delney. There's all of my crazy top decks are good with Delney here. I think I'm gonna get Delney. Oh, they drew Court of Calling. The stupid Lauren. They have Yogg in their deck. Tough, tough, tough. Against Boros with Ranger Captain, maybe, over... Okay, so up against Burn. So I guess I'm going to play the Enchanter, since I really don't want to pay 3 life for it. Maybe this would be bad if they play an Eidolon, but I also just have Skyclave in my hand. Down to 14. Am I going to tax collect them next turn? I think I probably will. Maybe that doesn't make sense. It's kind of bad if they have a lot of instants. I think it's I guess I could just get Phelia here. Yeah, let's just get Phelia. I've brewed some with Primal Prayers. I do not think the card is very good. But it's not a card I've completely given up on either. Charming Prince would be pretty good in this matchup, I think. Yes, I agree. The card says gain life on it. Not exactly rocket science. Don't really mind trading here. Would have minded a Searing Blaze, I suppose. By using Razorgrass? Guess that was better, huh? Right, 4 cards in their hand. I'm at 12 life points. So I think I'm going to tax them twice in this spot. Like this could be a good Yorion deck. There's no such thing as a good Yorion deck in Modern. You could gain Solitude and try to get into play with Ephemerate. I mean, I can get Solitude next turn. Alright, everything they play costs 2 more. They shock and pass it back over here. It's down to 9. Let's bounce the Recruiter, try to. I think I want to try to Ephemerate the Solitude rather than Ephemerate to get Solitude. That makes sense. I suppose I could just play another Essence Reliquary this turn. Could also just play a Skyclave to exile to my Solitude. It's kind of weird. Keep another one of those. I guess I'll do that. You got 2 skull cracks? They have 2 skull cracks here, you know, good shit. Well, they did have 2 skull cracks, but they kind of punted. I'm gonna exile my other Skyclave instead of the tax collector, because I do want to like pick up Recruiter, get Delney, play second Essence Reliquary, just tax them to where they can't cast any spells. They have 2 cards in their hand. I'm at 5 though. Okay, one of them is just a Swifty though. So why don't I block like this? If they have a burn spell, I get to gain my life off the Solitude, which is really important. And if they don't, obviously it's great. Why didn't you just target the same Skyclave? I made a mistake. I hope that's okay with you. Triple question mark. A little bit of an oopsie doopsie. You can't turn off this animation. The animations are turned off. I don't know why they have made these unturn-offable, but they are not able to be turned off. All right, so let's try to do the thing here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab Delney. I draw another Recruiter, so we can go cast Delney. And I can go Recruiter for 2 tax collectors. Cast both of them, and then all of their spells are going to cost 4 more. Guess the Tainting is better on one of those, actually. They get a window on our turn? Yeah, but they're going to lose this game still. They have to draw, you know, an instant speed spell to get to resolve it, and that shouldn't just matter very much because we'll be able to gain a lot of life. But I will start off by double taxing them here. They can still play Lightning Bolt if they have Lightning Bolt. Alright, Solitude. Solitude Phelia, maybe? Solitude Phelia seems kind of nice. Okay, so cost 1 more and then detain the illusion. Oh, wait, are they just dead? Damn it. I wanted to keep this going for a couple more turns. Hopefully they have a Helix. Oh, I guess they've kind of passed the point of being able to cast that, I suppose. Okay, fun game one. I'm gonna bring in the portable holes. Obviously, kind of awkward how many painful MDFCs we have in this matchup. Given how often you play creatures which sends a guide. I mean, guide would be cool, but like I don't really know how to fit it in the deck list. Obviously, guide is a really good modern card, you know. Yeah, I do hope that they add the option to remove the summoning sick treatment. I think it looks pretty overwhelming. I'm clicking the keep button on the Jorgenspurn. They should have a lightning bolt in their hand if they're shocking here, of course. I think with the Pearl Medallion in my hand, it's kind of nice to have this up. Although they didn't have a creature in their opening hand, they have an Eidolon. Probably I'm glad I didn't play this turn one, but obviously getting like your Bolt land into play and tapped could also be good. All right, let's Pearl Medallion. Good chance I'm just gonna play my 3/2 drops next turn. It's kind of cool. Is it correct to shave a Reliquary or a Pearl for one of guided 2 to 4? I don't know. It could be. I'm just kind of happy with where the list is at the moment. Usually when we play Imperial Recruiter decks, it's just like the amount of like I don't know. I spent a long time on this deck list. I don't think I want to play Guide of Souls. You can play Guide of Souls if you want. It would be good against Burn. I agree. I think I like to talk about deck lists. I for this just I want to hear specific changes you'd make, but I have thought about a lot of the angles here. I don't think it makes sense to cut Pearl. I think you're happy to draw multiple Pearls. You want to have Pearl in every hand. It's kind of like your Aether Vial. Reliquary seems like a good 4 of at the moment to me, too. Okay, so I think we're going to Tax Collector Phelia, and then we can maybe Recruiter for Solitude, Flicker it, Solitude something. I am down to 6. They suspend a Rift Bolt, which is kind of fun into my possible multiple tax collectors, I guess. I drew a land, so I can go Tax Collector, Recruiter for Solitude, just have that up. Flicker another Tax Collector, then the Rift Bolt costs 2. Well, maybe I'm supposed to Flicker the Recruiter. No, I think actually not, because they shouldn't, unless they have another bolt in their hand, which seems very unlikely that they have another bolt. They can't cast anything at the moment, and so making it to where like we're just kind of time walking them next turn because they have to pay for the Rift Bolt, and they may even want to go after one of my own creatures is good. And if they do have that bolt, we still can pitch the Solitude. We could also like hardcast Solitude, Flicker it, and exile both Tax Collectors, gain 4 next turn. Maybe have a lot of options. So they are paying 2. I'm down to 3. I mean, they could have drawn a Lightning Bolt for turn. Would they upkeep that, I wonder? I think maybe what I should do, and I'm not sure that this is right, but I kind of like exploring lines of the new cards before doing too much. Yeah, they also saw Shard Volley game 1, but I want to just not open myself up too much to Bolt or Shard Volley here. I just want to play in a way where I'm not dead to that, and this seems like a pretty good way to do that. Have them dead next turn still. I can even double Solitude in response to 2 burn spells here, because I can pitch, pick up, and then cast again. We also just get to attack for lethal here and make them make the first move. So this still puts them dead on board. And I guess in order to play around Shard Volley, I need to do this. Or Lightning Bolts. But they're also just dead if, you know, if they... Okay. Okay, got it. That's fine. Okay, so we have a Pearl Medallion. We have 3 lands. We've lost a lot of die rolls today, but I'm going to click the keep button, I guess. My opponent mulls to 6. We will not be joining them yet. They're still thinking. Okay, they wish me luck. You too. Then they keep and devour. They beat Deldring DLC. No, I haven't played it in a while. I actually don't know when I'll be able to play it next. Been very busy. All right, so just give them some time to resolve the Devour trigger. Hope they find a good card. There we go. Go to the main phase, where we're thinking about which land to play first. We go with Ugin's Labyrinth here. Pitch a Devourer. And then pass. I'm going to try to maybe keep my Witch Enchanter around for a little bit here. I do have a main deck White Orchid Phantom that I can search off Recruiter, but I won't be able to cast it turn 3 because it does cost white. It's like a little annoying. It's kind of, if it costs white 1, we'd just be main decking 4 probably. So I would imagine there's a Kozilek's Command over here. One thing we could maybe do if we draw a land is like Recruiter for Delney and then go Delney White Orchid Phantom. Maybe it was good to play Witch Enchanter also, because it is kind of a disaster if they thought not Seer me next turn. But also, like, this could end up being relevant, maybe, depending on what build they're on. Okay, scry 2. Make 2 ones. Draw a card. I've used 7 seconds of my clock to my opponent's 3 minutes. Let's see if we can keep that. Let's see if we can stay under 10 seconds for a while. So probably the Through the Breach list, and I find myself with no Solitudes in my hand. They play a Ring, which I could Skyclave this next turn. Oh yeah, did forget to check the XL cards. Their Talisman of Impulse and Grove would have been important cards to see. Why don't we start off by playing the Wall of Omens, but I am like pretty locked into Skyclaving the Ring, of course. Tax Collector is nice here. Again, I think I just got to do this and hope to not have a Through the Breach thrown at me. Have a lot of options for what to do next turn. I guess, yeah, I'm 1 mana short of going Recruiter into Delney into Tax Collector double tax. I could maybe get White Orchid Phantom going. I could go Recruiter for a second Tax Collector, maybe. I definitely want to get the Recruiter down. We just have so many lines here. Okay, we've used 18 seconds to our opponent's 5 minutes. Getting close to like a new record. At this rate, we'll have won the match without even having spent 1 minute of time on our clock. They decided to not kick the Micah Spawn. They get a second Eldrazi Temple. And they do Thought Not Seer me. Probably will take the Ephemerate. Can you share a Timeless List with chat? Sure, I mean, we're not doing anything else. We got plenty of time this match. We have plenty of time to talk about whatever y'all want. Anybody feel about unbanning Splinter Twin? Yeah, now is the time. So Boros with Obosh. Okay, that card's awesome. Looks sick. My opponent is still resolving this Thought-Knot Seer. Wouldn't Vial make it more in line with the Legacy Death and Taxes text? You could play Vial over Pearl Medallion. I think Pearl Medallion is really sweet when we're trying to bounce Text Collector and replay it multiple times. I think it's cool to get to play this instead. But trying to recreate Legacy Death and Taxes isn't really something that like makes that much sense either. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I'm getting Delney with the intention of just double tax collecting and trying to keep them off Ulamog. Like when you build this deck, you're not just supposed to copy paste Legacy Death and Taxes. It's a different format with a lot of different tools. We're playing Pearl Medallion instead, and as you see, Pearl Medallion is popping off here. It's making 3 mana for me. You could play Charming Prince in this deck. Charming Prince is kind of a card I don't like that much. It's worse with no vials because you can't instant speed it. You could play it. Jolted Awake. Didn't we deck tech this? Or maybe this is just something similar. But I thought we already deck tech the tried to highway robbery Bolas' Citadel. The problem is you're just not going to win the game that much when you Bolas' Citadel. Like, you're just going to brick pretty often. It is cool with Guide of Souls, but it's also not that easy to get up to 6 energy. No, Thalia's not really a modern playable card anymore. Gruul Breach combo looks pretty cool. We'll probably just not play the fast lands, and you need a Surveil land for sure, especially in your Underworld Breach deck, but just like more fetch lands in your Breach DRC, Ren and 6 deck. Yeah, you just need to play like no Copperline Gorge and play a lot more fetches. Let's block here, and then probably just take 4. Could double block the Thought-Knot Seer, but I could actually do that. It's probably fine. Land for next turn. So I get to go Delney and then double trigger Recruiter. Okay, they're casting a Devourer here. I don't know what they're going to Devour, though. Don't really have a good target. Yeah, but Gruul Breach, it looks pretty cool. So they get a 4/4 token. Get a 6/6 creature. Oh, that is an awesome top deck here. Probably not one for this turn so much. It's gonna be popping off next turn. So I guess we get. It is a bummer that Delney doesn't double the Solitude trigger because its creature's power 2 or less. And I can't quite White Orchid Phantom double the triggers, but I would like to be able to do that next turn. So I mostly want Solitude for like Through the Breach Insurance. Seems like a good one to grab here. And then I think I'm also just going to grab Tax Collector and stop my opponent from being able to cast Ulamog. Which kind of feels like they have that card in their hand here. Is one Brutal Cathar worth it since it would double trigger? I mean, it only doubles trigger with Delney in play, and we have 4 Skyclave Apparition and 4 Solitude, so I feel like our creature removal bases are pretty covered. So, I mean, obviously we don't want to have to pitch the Essence Reliquary, but we will if we have to. Any chance Medallion and Heartless Summon do something together? I mean, there's a chance, but, there are not that many good black creatures for Heartless Summoning. Twidila with the Twitch Prime. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. So I think we'll go block here, chump here, take 4. I don't think they'll still play Mycospawn of Ulamog. Maybe. We'll see. Usually when chatters say I don't think that this deck has this card, it just it means that that card will inevitably be played the same match. But we'll see. Okay, so let's actually not worry about attacking right now. Oh no. Waking up with a Kozilek's command, unfortunately. See many comments about Dress Down Null Drifter. What about also playing Flage and something like Jeskai? I mean, yeah, Jeskai in some kind of mid-range. I don't know. Like, Jeskai Dress Down, Jeskai Flage, Dress Down Null Drifter has been something we've talked like a little bit about. I do think there's something there, yeah. What you got? It's a brutal Kozilek's command. This is actually not the worst for me. It's obviously not very good either. But I go to 1 and then I can Solitude the Devour and then block the Mycospawn. The problem is they put 2 cards on top of the Kozilek's command. Doesn't seem like there's going to be a great way to beat that. Yeah, the problem with Phelia Containment Priest is you have Containment Priest in your Phelia deck, and then sometimes you just can't flicker your own stuff. Well, I don't auto-lose to this. I do have to chump block the Devourer and then draw a Recruiter or a Solitude or something like that. Yeah, we could maybe play Is It Surveil with Unstable Amulet. We've talked a little bit about it. Alright, game 2. Also, shout out. They were through the breach the whole time. Okay, which does play Ulamog. Let's bring in the White Orchid Phantoms. And then Skyclave is kind of helpful for dealing with the ring. And then they also play Talismans. I think I'm going to trim 1 copy, though. They go down a couple Wall of Omens. And then click Submit. Okay, on the play. Game 2, down a game. Keeping this. Proof of concept. Brood Scale Soul Trader. No Brood Scales. We played a deck very, very similar to this the other day. Just with less nightmares, I guess, which I don't know. Let's keep that Phelia. Phelia looks great here. I kind of like, I don't know, these decks are there's so many ways you could build them. There's just like almost, it just feels like there's unlimited ways you could build these kind of decks. And I'm stopping feeling like super sure like the best build of these is these black Birthing Ritual Nightmare Shells. I don't like, do you play, it's just, there's so many different angles to consider. And I'm kind of trying to just like stay away from solving them for a little bit, because I think the metagame just kind of needs to settle a little bit more. Don't know if that makes sense. Hello. Okay, this is actually a great time to do this. I asked Esther to come in, bring some of the factor meals, because our opponent is playing so slow. Okay. But yeah, so why don't you start talking, huh? Mm-hmm. Esther's had a couple of the factor meals. I haven't had any yet because I wanted to wait to have one for the sponsored stream.
Yeah, so we ordered 10, and I ate 2 already. And man, okay. Are you ready for this? No, okay, so my first one that I ate was mushroom chicken and like green beans, and okay. I like cooking. I like how I cook. I think I'm a pretty good cook. This was damn near... No, I think this was better than my cooking, honestly. For me not having to cook. I was like, wow, it was tasty. Especially I love mushrooms and chicken. It was like shredded chicken. And also it had like...
Third basic land check.
Like 30 grams of protein. Yeah. The green beans were good. Okay,
yeah.
And then I also...
Esther's been so excited to tell me all this, and I'm like, save it for the stream.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about the food yet. Save it for the stream.
Yeah. And so, and I was like, oh my god, this is really good, and it smells so good, and it's just, I was like, I definitely want to continue this, because, I love, okay, so they're like portioned, right? I think it is, I really do think it is the perfect lunch food, because like, I can never ever cook for lunch. I don't like sandwiches. You know, I like having a good meal, and I'm also tired of all the fast food restaurants near us. That is close. So this is awesome. I love it. Okay, but okay. The ones that we have for him to try are is this backwards?
Y'all are mulliganing this.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So we have smoked tofu, almond stir fry, creamy lemon pepper chicken.
That's also the Mold 6.
Smoky shrimp and tomato penne. So what you want? I think you want this one, the smoked tofu almond stir fry. Or do you want lemon pepper chicken? Or smoky shrimp and tomato penne?
I think I'll do the tofu almond stir fry.
I knew it. I knew what you wanted. Okay. And what I also really like to look at is the back. Okay. So, let me tell you. Everything in this, like, ingredients, like, section, is, like, actual ingredients, you know? It's not, like, preservatives and stuff.
Do not turn to thought, that's me.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna go.
Thank you, Esther.
All you have to do is
Yes.
punch the hole for 2.
Exclamation point factor.
You microwave
use
for
the
2
code.
minutes.
Exclamation point factor in the chat. You can get the code. 50% off your first order, 20% off the next 3. So, probably getting Kozilek's commanded here. Esther is so good at that. She's just like a walking advertisement. She would be unstoppable as a streamer. But want to see this. I want to see this. Return to your hand, opponent. Nice. We did not want to see Kozilek's command here because we need to be ephemerating this White Orchid Phantom. Rise of the 3 months. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you. Yeah, I don't understand why this is. Maybe what happens if I do this? Enable, disable. Okay. They're trying to tap the temple for 2 mana. Okay, we've done a few deck techs. We did a sponsored segment. What else can we do against this opponent? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What? What a match. Okay, let's get this Pearl Medallion down. I'm gonna go ahead and ephemerate the White Orchid Phantom, go after the temples. Are they playing fast now? No, they just like, I've just never seen anyone misclick on Eldrazi Temple, like a land like this, like 5 or 6 times. It's very funny. Here's what it is, you know, opponent is probably new to Magic Online, you know. It's fine. -2, -2. Are you saying -2 because I didn't block and then ephemerate, or? Oh, sorry. I could have missed the attack, yes. Oopsie doopsie, sorry about that. Thoughts on unbans being the best way forward? I think this is kind of a silly thing that doesn't really make any sense. Like, I would love to hear like an articulated opinion on like why you think unbanning stuff instead of banning Nadu would be a good direction in this format, but it feels like a kind of silly idea that it doesn't make any sense. It's like every time there's a problem in the format, we go through the same dialogue tree. What if we unban something? What if we errated? What if we restricted? Like, let's just ban the broken card. You know, it's like there's just never really been a more clear cut. Nadu needs to be banned, and we can move on. Okay, can I graveyard that, I guess. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Detain time. What if they got rid of Nantuko instead? It would just be kind of silly, I think. Like, Nadu is both a Hogak and a Karn Clan Ironworks. It is both too efficient for what it does, it's too powerful, too effective just too strong, and it also makes tournament gameplay like paper is almost unplayable. It bogs down tournament Magic to like way too high of a degrees. It is both a Karn Clan Ironworks and a Hogak in one card. It so clearly needs to just be banned. It should have been banned yesterday. And there's just like not really any like amount of any. I don't think there's a good argument against that. Okay, this is the best draw. I could get a Solitude maybe. I could get 2 more Recruiter of the Guards and then a Delney. Don't necessarily love or hate. Where's Nadu on my spoiler tier list? Not that high, but my reason for not having it that high was that I failed to realize that Springheart Nantuko just makes the combo so deterministic. I do think Nadu would be like much worse without Springheart Nantuko, but it's like, let's just get it out of here. Wow, that was so fast.
2 minutes, you guys. Okay. So this one came with a sauce, so that's why this thing is empty. There was a sauce in there. But look at that! Look at that! Woo! Okay.
I'm gonna grab. Let's just do this.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
There's a strong armor. Nadu sells boosters. So this is the Reddit. Sorry, I know we're doing that. One second, Esther. This is the Reddit level circle jerk that if you would just stop to think for 2 seconds instead of regurgitating the same tired take we see upvoted every single time, it makes no sense. Nadu is actively hindering the sales of Modern Horizons 3. It is actively making Wizards sell less booster packs. No one is buying packs being like, oh boy, I hope I open a Nadu that's going to for sure be banned. People are actively not getting into the Modern format because of Nadu. People watch the Modern Pro Tour and the entire chat the whole time is full of, Nadu is so broken, they really need to ban this, is the entire chat, the entire weekend. It makes no sense for Wizards to sit down at a meeting and say, but let's not ban Nadu because we want to sell booster packs. Despite the fact that this always gets upvoted a million times, it is just so unbelievably untrue. And Nadu is $6. I just don't know how people just keep saying this over and over again and they feel like they've cracked the Da Vinci Code. Done like the Wizards they have to keep it in to sell packs. It just like, what are we talking about? Wait, and also my opponent has Kozilek's command if they're imprinting this. So very normal reaction. I'm so toast to this Kozilek's command. And now we've got our factor meal. We've got our lovely, delicious factor meal here. Use my code for 50% off the first box and 20% off the next 3.
It's pretty good. Like, okay, yeah, they say chef prepared meals, and I believe them. Also, they're like, dietitian approved. Okay, because also I've been really wanting to eat Whole Foods.
This is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, eat Whole Foods and like really
You microwave this?
Yeah. It's also fresh, never frozen. Fresh, never frozen. Mm-hmm. Fresh, never frozen. Okay. No, but I was...
Unless you freeze it yourself.
It says it's not recommended to freeze.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
Ah! Okay, you dropped his fork.
Yeah, I need another fork. You sweetie. Mm-hmm. Do I life total change there? I think we're about to pivot over to one of the Demir decks. I don't know which one I want to start with. I'm assuming my opponent's about to cast an Emrakul. How is the mono green and sub you're playing? Is there a reason we're going to paper? Will it rotate? I mean, I don't think it's going to be banned if that's your question. I liked it in the last Modern Challenge we played. We got second place with it. Red green Eldrazi compared to mono green. I prefer mono green. You get to be like way better against Blood Moon with mono green. Like you're just like so resilient to all the hate cards with mono green, which is why to play it, I think. Can they cast Emrakul here? I'm hoping that they put Emrakul into their hand and they've miscounted. Is my hope. I guess that's maybe unrealistic. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's pivot over to one of the mirror decks. Very fun list. Very fun deck idea, but we are moving on. But I don't know. I think I'm starting with the more. I don't know. I built two different decks here.